Body left to rot in the funeral home for 3 years leads to charges. Two funeral home workers have been charged with the desecration of human remains after authorities say they left the body to rot in an unrefrigerated room surrounded by air fresheners for nearly 3 years in South Carolina. Lawrence Robert Meadows and Roderick Mitchell Cummins, both 40, were indicted Friday by a grand jury of conviction on the charges that carried a sentence of 1 to 10 years in prison. They were supposed to cremate 63-year-old Mary Alice Pitts Moore after her funeral in Greenwood in March 2015, but instead left her remains in a locked room under blankets and surrounded by fragrant items, and even moved her body from one funeral home to another 65 miles away, according to a lawsuit filed by Moore's family. Moore's remains were so badly decomposed when found in February at First Family Funeral Home in Spartanburg. It took 2 weeks of reviewing medical records to confirm her identity, Spartanburg County Coroner Rusty Clevenger said. The State Board of Funeral Services revoked the license of First Family Funeral Home earlier this month after complaints from Moore's family and others. Meadows lost his funeral director's license in April 2015 in an unrelated matter after he forged the signature and other information on a life insurance document after the person with control of the policy refused to pay for the funeral services, according to the state records. Meadows' lawyer, State Senator Scott Talley, did not return the phone message Monday. Court records indicate Cummins is acting as his own lawyer, and calls to a listing for his home went unanswered. Moore's family held a celebration of life service where her body was viewed shortly after March 26, 2015. Her remains were then supposed to be cremated and returned to the family. The lawsuit and indictment don't give any reason why the funeral home kept Moore's body for nearly 3 years. The Post and Courier of Charleston obtained sworn statements from the State Law Enforcement Division that said Cummins and Meadows kept the remains because the family didn't pay his bills. The newspaper first reported on Moore as part of a series detailing poor oversight of funeral homes around the state. Moore's husband, Fred Parker Jr., said another funeral home went ahead and cremated his wife's body. Her ashes sit in an urn in his Greenwood home beside his tiny portrait taken from her driver's license. It's the only photo he has. 3 years, Parker said to the newspaper in a low growl, slowly drawing out the words. How would you feel? It gets worse every day just thinking about it. Back in 2014, police in Fort Worth found several bodies inside a vacant funeral home. 8 bodies, including the baby, were left inside of a building that formerly belonged to the Johnson family mortuary. Both Dondre Johnson and his wife, Rachel Hardy Johnson, pled guilty to a number of charges, including abuse of a corpse. Guess who's getting ready to go follow that story, too? You know it. Me.